Apparently, it was just a giant troll.
Which I love.
So like apparently fairies play a role on the Eldraine plane, but there aren't any actual fairies in the set.
Yeah, I don't know that is true. It's just not a fairy set. It's not
Right.
mono fairies.
And so Rosewater was like, "Yeah, we just did it to watch the dealers go ham on Secluded Glen,
Yeah.
which tripled in price. It went from like $4 to $12 or something ridiculous."
Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah, great play. Well done.
Yeah.
Bravo.
I think speculators, like people who speculate as like a hobby
Yeah.
in Magic, should get the guillotine. Just axe them all.
Okay.
Not that aggressive, but yes,
All right.
I think it's a problem. All right, so we've got double thought erasure. If you want to beat a Simic deck or a Nexus deck, this is a good place to start.
Okay. He's gonna take the Nexus, get shuffled back in.
That's silly. Why are we not taking this Wilderness Reclamation? Does he have a Mortify in hand?
Maybe.
He's got a D-Spark.
Does that kill it? Is D-Spark a permanent?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
4 or more.
So yeah, that was pretty good. The art though is fantastic. They've definitely moved.
Bennett. There you go.
They've definitely moved from a situation where they were printing art that was uniform and of a kind of a cartoony style. Everything featured one of their characters on it. Whereas this art is much more interpretive. I feel like the visual is a lot less computer generated, much more freehand.
Absolutely.
So, oh, what did Jake do here? I don't know why to fairy. See, now we're gonna get the.
What are we gonna get?
See, why does I don't understand why he's not playing the
Playing the what?
Wilderness Reclamation here.
Oh, because it doesn't do anything yet.
Oh, so the fact he was going to resolve the trigger didn't matter.
Correct, because you can't do anything with the mana.
Right. Okay.
It's not a big deal until the search flips, but it's very close. I think we got 5. I can't really see.
Mm-hmm.
Bennett, but I think it's a Nexus. Nope. That's 6. Oh, we got the Drawn to Dream. Big fan of that one. I would start off with the Drawn to Dream. Although the Tameo here is a good play.
My apologies. Tameo getting back Tameo.
What in the world?
That's an interesting move.
Interesting, you mean bad?
Well, moratorium not in place. There was a thing when.
So you just go Tameo plus and a third thought erasure. So Tameo plus naming whatever, so you can flip this search is super important.
Yeah, because this Esper Hero deck is not applying any pressure in this situation, and so you can win the game on not having Wilderness Reclamation in play. Correct? I mean, you eventually get it there, but like you can get into a position in which you won't. Right? You don't.
Yeah. You can definitely get into that position, but you just want to flip this search as soon as possible. You can start casting just value
things.
Nexuses with Tameo out if you've got that.
Wilderness Reclamation and a Narset. Coming down. Well, minus the Narset. Look at 4. Finds just an opt and puts the 3 lands to the bottom. So you with me on this art style for the Thrones?
Yeah, all the art's really good. I don't know that it's dramatically different, but it's good. Put counters on your blast zone. Do it.
Yep.
Put 2 counters on your blast zone right now.
Please. Thank you.
It's much more important than searching.
All right, we found just a growth spiral, which I'm pretty sure he's going to cast.
You can't cast it in a turn because it's Teferi. So in this matchup, getting 3 counters on a growth spiral is super important. Or getting 3 counters on a blast zone is super important.
Right. Because fighting through the Teferi is the whole thing.
Yes.
That's the whole match.
If they don't have a Teferi, they don't have any game against you. So he's taking a Nexus here. You don't need a Nexus right now. It doesn't actually give you any value. You're just like, it's a cantrip.
Yeah, he wants to set the whole table before he tries to cut the cake.
So this is just drawing him a card. He's not under any pressure. What he really wants to do here is drawn from Dream to hit a Wilderness Reclamation so he can put an extra counter on his blast zone, which he should have done last turn, so he can kill Teferi, so he can start going off in a turn.
This deck is hard to play.
Yeah, it gets you an extra turn. You don't need an extra turn for blast zone. Just put the counter on it.
Deck is tough.
There's a lot of decision points. I'm not blaming Bryce for this. It's frustrating because I played it all of last season.
Yeah. 4, 5, 6, 7. So we're gonna get a.
We should get a Wilderness Reclamation and a Nissa here.
I think he's
Or a
got
Wilderness Reclamation and a Nexus. I think he just took 2 Nexuses.
Nexuses. Yeah, he's just gonna try and chain these Nexuses together.
Well, that's good. I'm glad that he's made that decision.
We're gonna play an additional land. We're gonna take some damage here. That's all right.
Damage doesn't matter, but neither does anything in this world.
So tell me about what you are excited about from the Thrones.
I think a metagame shift is going to be nice. I think a lot of the cards that we're seeing, that are seeing play, are rotating out.
Yes.
And I think there's going to be a lot of cards that get to shine as a result.
What a gift.
Yeah.
Tucking my Narset? No.
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 We're going to get this Narset
Can he even
back.
get the Narset? Is it non-land?
Yeah,
Non-creature, non-land?
you can get the Narset.
Yes. So, like, examining... I always have said, and people have said before me, I'm not, this isn't an original Taylor Gunn thought, but things leaving the format is way more impactful than the format gaining anything.
So we have a Tamiyo here.
Okay.
I think you need to keep the Tamiyo and not put it on the bottom of your library. If it was a Tamiyo, I'm pretty sure it was. But we got this forest instead. So we're going to opt again. I think we're just like opt digging for this Wilderness Reclamation.
So you got 7 on the board. You can cast these Nexuses.
Well, yeah, you might as well now.
We
You
got
set
'em.
your whole turn up to play these 7-mana cantrips. You might as well fire them off.
So yeah, I mean, just the presence of, it could be, Caverns of Kamigawa instead of Thrones of Eldraine.
I don't know why Jake's scooping.
I'm not saying like the Eldraine stuff specifically is the reason we're excited.
Yes, I'm excited for rotation. First and foremost, we haven't seen any cards really from Eldraine, so I don't want to say that I'm particularly excited about any of those. I like the flavor. The one card name that we know,
Which is
I'm very excited about. So the Goldilocks card, the blonde girl with the bear trap.
Oh,
the bears in
do
the
we know
background.
that's called Goldilocks?
Oh no, even better. Flaxen Invader.
Oh, jeez.
A+.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
Wonderful naming.
The Flaxen Invader.
Yeah, that's just
Man.
perfect. But yeah, all of the art, I totally went gaga over the art when it was coming out. Just like pretty much, they released it in like batches of 3 pieces of art at a time and tweets.
Right.
I don't know how they did it at San Diego Comic-Con, but like every single one that came out, I was like, there were at least 2 that I'm like, oh my god, that's so cool. Oh god, that's so cool. That Seb McKinnon art with the knight and the spirit and like the illuminated scroll look with very cool.
Yeah, very cool. I am excited about the way that they're changing up the packaging. So
You're excited about this.
I love the idea of like a draft pack and having like promo packs as well. So we've had the draft packs and like we've recently been introduced to like the 4-card promo pack that's an F&M.
Yeah, that's not
prize.
what they're doing.
No, I'm just saying.
So we have that, yes.
Yeah, we have these things.
I agree.
And then
those
there's
are cool.
there's an additional like I feel like I can't remember exactly. They're calling it the collector's pack.
Yeah, you're excited about the collector's pack?
So I think the collector's pack's great. It's going to be able to give the people that want that.
Give the people what they want. No, it won't. It's not going to give the people what they want. You ever think about that?
No, I didn't consider.
How does that slice your cake?
It doesn't.
So here's
That's
the
not
thing.
What that means.
So they said, yeah,
we got a big old chopper. We're gonna. Here's the thing. My point here.
We're gonna release this, and it's got some foils and like some curated spots, and we imagine it's gonna sell for $20 to $25 a piece, a pack. Also, this is a limited release. So these are not going to be sold for $20 to $25 a pack. And somebody's going to buy one of these for like $35, $40. And when they do, they're going to open some jank Planeswalker deck rare and just be like, oh, I hate my life.
So you think that there's like the price is going to go inflated?
It shouldn't be a limited run. They should print it as long as they're going to print the boosters.
Oh, okay.
That controls the price. I think 20 to 25 is already pretty excessive. I would like to see these things around like the $15 price range. I think is the sweet spot.
Yeah, that'd be perfect. The problem is like I'm sure they've done some mathematical analysis on the situation where they're like, okay, if a booster is worth this, then it keeps the average rare to like the most expensive rare becomes this, and the lowest, is a nickel. And so then they know how they have to, in order to make people want to open packs. They know where they have to put it.
Right.
I'll
tell you where you can put it.
I don't know what that means. Doesn't mean anything.
All right, what are we going to name here? I would name that Wilderness Reclamation. I think he named... Oh, he did. Perfect.
You got it. You got the
Figured it
Valentine
out.
to the bin. Wilderness Reclamation to the grip.
Do we not have a land in hand? We do. Yeah, we... Never mind. Played a land already.
Yeah, he got his land drop. Yeah, the gross power, that was his turn 3. So here's Jake's turn 4.
Big whiff on the Narset activation.
Nothing, Jake. Always good for an excessive shuffle of any number of cards.
I think he was showing his frustration there. All right, so...
Jake would never, wear his heart on his sleeve like that.
You got to attack the...
He's in control of his emotions at all times.
You got to attack the Tamio down here. 2018 isn't going to do anything. You got to pick your spots. You know, he's got a wilderness reclamation. You don't have a lot of time. You got to stop the engine.
Right. He's got to get in there.
He was debating whether to attack the Tamio or Bryce. I agree with attacking Tamio in this case. Slamming the Biogenic Ooze.
Here's the Biogenic Ooze.
Biogenic.
So what this card is going to do, it's going to make a 2/2.
It's going to get bounced by Teferi.
And then each end of turn step, you get the +1/+1 counter on all the oozes in play.
It's a good card. I would have 100% slammed the Wilderness Reclamation here.
Yeah, because then the Wilderness Reclamations lets you put the blast zone up to 3, right?
Yeah, so that doesn't matter as much as just getting the Wilderness Reclamation online so that you can then just start going off. Like this Biogenic Ooze buys you time, but you don't need time. You take all the turns at this point. Bounce your guy, draw a card. I don't know how Jake sideboarded, but I probably would have bounced the other one so I could Tyrant Scorn the Ooze if that's still in the deck. Probably not, now that I think about it. No good
So what's that
attacks.
sideboarding game like? Like when do you bring the dudes in and when do you not?
For Simic?
Yeah.
You almost always bring the dudes in, but it's always just like 1 or 2 dudes.
A
lot of the Simic decks aren't even bringing in dudes in. They like, don't have any dudes to bring in anymore.
But no deck wants to leave in like a considerable amount of creature removal.
That's why Mortify is so great, is because it hits the Wilderness Reclamation, but also hits the dudes. But now that the Nexus deck started playing like a 1 of Nissa, you're just like, all right, well, none of my removal is going to matter because they're just going to have an infinite number of 3/3s.
Yeah.
A lot of thought going into this from Bryce.
Tons of it.
I don't know why we're not just slam-a-jamming the Wilderness Reclamation here.
Because value, man. Why wouldn't you want to get some value out of it, right? I don't know, man.
It lets you get that blasting up to 3 right away.
What are you going to do? Name a Root Snare?
Yeah, Root Snare doesn't seem relevant. I think he might not realize that Blasting kills Planeswalkers.
Well, let's hope he gets there eventually during this match.
So I just want to play. You could even
Growth
play
Spiral, Wilderness Reclamation. Pass. Untap.
Yeah.
Do it. Just do it.
Just do it.
Yesterday, you said tomorrow. Just, okay, I guess we're not interested in growth spiraling. Even though Jake's tapped out. Okay, he wants to get the...
You still get the scry if you growth spiral before the... Growth spiral is just not really relevant. Float 1 or don't.
You get an additional land into play here.
It just puts a counter on it. Yeah, no, I understand. He should have growth spiraled. He could have growth spiraled before he did the Wilderness Reclamation and still get...
and played the temple. Scry, got the scry.
Down to 4.
Jake can now play his spells whenever he sees fit. And a turn. Let's see what he does with this blast.
Did it. Figured it out.
We got them all. Maybe he was just waiting on the 2 for 1.
Maybe.
You can now get 2 for 1 on this blast zone. He gets both the planeswalkers. You can draw an additional card. Oh, maybe that's why he didn't grow Spiral. He couldn't draw the additional card because of the Narset.
Sure.
I don't really care. I want the land drop. Just do it.
You get to go off with Nexus now. You've got it. You did the thing.
Welcome to the thing.
So you get a float mana. Here's a Nexus. Here's Veil of Summer. Okay. Not interested.
Not interested in this card.
Is it Summer's Veil or Veil of Summer? Because they did Autumn Veil, and I can never remember which one it is.
I think it's Autumn's Veil, right?
It's a different card. Veil of Summer. Spells you control can't be countered this turn.
How do you spell Veil? V-A-I-L?
V-E-I-L. Oh God, and now Tammy is dead. What happened? Things were going so well.
Literally it's Veil of Summer is literally just better than Autumn's Veil.
Yeah.
That's insane. How did we get here? Wait a minute.
We had the game won and we just let it go.
Where do I live and how do I get home?
Yeah, let's go home now.
I don't know how I get here. Wait a minute.
We took a left turn on Summervale Lane.
Bryce had a sheet cake all ready to go. He had the knife in hand. He had a nice tall glass of... Yeah, you read that one, Jake. Why don't you read it aloud to Bryce? He had a nice tall, cool glass of milk. And he just couldn't cut that cake.
What did he tap out for?
Unknown.
Did he play like a growth spiral in combat?
Oh, and here's Jake's gonna get the Uzi guy. He's gonna find out who's your daddy. Here's your other Tameo down. All right. Gosh, you go into your phone for 10 seconds to confirm a card interaction, and we find ourselves in a different board state. At least we get to watch a game 3.
Probably.
Right? I'll guarantee it.
You're gonna guarantee it.
Yeah, I'll guarantee a game 3 here.
Okay.
So he's got Wilderness Reclamation in this ooze, where we know as soon as Jake untaps, the ooze is down, right?
Yeah, the ooze doesn't matter. Nothing about the ooze matters.
Right, nothing about the ooze matters. It's going to prevent some attacking, I guess, for a little bit. Fairy's going to tuck the...
Just bounce.
Oh, just bounce. Okay, sorry. Wrong with the fairy.
It's an Elder Spell.
All right, so is Jake done? Is he passing the turn?
He's thinking long and hard about it. He's got an Elder Spell on top of his library. I don't know what he's thinking about doing. Killing his own Teferi. Seems bad. Teferi is the thing that's keeping you in this right now.
Yep.
Not keeping you in it, but keeping Bryce down. Keeping the man down. Scoops him up. Should have won that one. Decided not to. Root Snare's still in the deck for some reason.
So you'd be taking Root Snare out for more counter magic?
No, I mean, I think he brought in, like, Veil of Summer and the oozes and
Right.
I mean, I don't disagree with anything that I saw him bring in. I just don't know why Root Snare left. My outs would be immediately the 4 Root Snares, and then depending on how many chemisters he's got, I'd probably shave a couple.
Sure.
So, I don't know. He's still got a blink of an eye in there, I saw.
Yeah.
It's okay. The nod to Teferi. Cal's Dismissal can probably stay in. I don't even think I would bring in the U's, in all honesty. But yeah, there's a lot to be said for like finding the right spot in this Simic Nexus deck.
Yeah.
And Bryce missed it that game for sure. But like you said, it's not an easy deck to play. There's a lot of sequencing, and sequencing is super, super important.
Yeah, it looks like, I mean, and I think this is the harder part of Magic the Gathering in general, is to identify what matters.
Yeah.
In any given matchup. And so Bryce, on game 1, we saw him go for like trying to roll off a ton of.
Also, Jake conceded way early in game 1. There's no way he should have conceded that game. You let him play that out a couple turns.
Sure, but Bryce went for the like, I'm gonna see how many turns I can take.
Right.
And it was, enough for Jake, I guess.
So there's a time to do that, to just go, all right, well, here we go. We're going to go for it.
Right.
The replay that's playing is, I think, our match with Nexus where you played Gruul versus me on Nexus, and I had like the...
Oh, you had the Risen Reefs?
Yeah, the 3 Risen Reefs. I'm like, all right, these 3 Risen Reefs are going to beat you to death now. Here we go.
Yeah, and you got like, I mean, I didn't think you were going to get 4 or 5 turns out of it, but there you did.
Yeah. So, like, when you have literally anything that accumulates value,
yeah,
this is the great use for the Veil of Summer. Stop it, draw a card instead, replaced itself. That's great. Another great use of it is to counter a Dovin's veto, which he neglected to do last time. You can't play them both, so jam your Search for Azcanta because it's way more relevant.
Yep.
Unless you have the Wilderness Reclamation.
So outside of the different booster packs, I'm a fan of the different kinds of cards that are going in these booster packs.
Yeah, I'm all about like alternate frames, alternate art.
Yeah, so they got extended art frames.
The extended art stuff's a little lazy in my opinion, but that's not...
Right. They've got borderless planeswalkers. And then the showcase frames are just super cool.
But those are going to be in regular packs too.
Yes. So the Flaxen Invader has... Flaxen... What's it called?
I think it's Flax Invader.
Flaxen Invader has a showcase frame, and it is awesome. It looks gorgeous. It's an uncommon. We know that much.
Mm-hmm.
And so, really great card. A really great frame. Additionally, there's the theme booster. Now, this wouldn't be anything I would ever purchase.
Right.
But for people that are, I mean, I know there's casual players that are just like super into, this is what I want to do.
That Root Snare is still in the deck. Get it gone. Man, how greedy was the Blast Zone last turn instead of the Temple of Mystery?
You tell me, how greedy was it?
Super greedy. You didn't have anything to do with the 1 mana.
Yeah.
I guess he did. He Veil of Summered this to Fairy.
Oh, did he?
Made it so he couldn't bounce his guy that turn
Right.
and draw a card, but that's pretty weak.
Pretty weak sauce. Here's Nissa who shakes the world.
That's not actually going to
Doesn't really
accelerate you at all.
doesn't
I
really
mean,
do anything here.
but it pressures to Fairy. That's the important part.
Yes.
Has Vigilance as well.
Yeah. Card's super good. It's down, generates a token, token blocks.
That's fine. If we turn his hero into a 2/2 bear for the entire game with this land,
More than happy
pretty
about
happy
it.
about it.
You alright?
I would personally have put the counters on the blast zone so I could have charge counters and +1/+1 counters on it.
Is that just how you roll?
It's just how I roll. I would never do that actually, but
No. It's cool though. I mean,
and swing in and insist that they take 4 damage. It's got 4 counters on it.
Yeah, if there wasn't a bookkeeping issue, I'm sure that. Oh, did you? Nope, he only cast a blue spell here.
So we have the Callous Dismissal, which is great here because you get to bounce the hero and kill the Teferi, which is a huge deal.
Yep, there you go.
Now we can cast things at instant speed. I think we have another Growth Spiral in hand. I'm not sure.
Oh, he's got this root snare. That's what he's really interested in casting.
Oh yeah, we want to cast this. Search for Escanta. I'm down with that.
All right, so Jake's a little behind here. He's going to go digging again. Bryce is kind of turned into a deck that can generate some board presence. I don't know if he's turned into or is now or has done the job of generating board presence.
Recast hero. Recast another Teferi.
Wait a
Bounce
minute.
a land.
Does that say non-land?
It says creature, artifact, or enchantment.
Okay. Bins one off the search.
Don't do it.
He's
Yeah,
gonna.
do that. Do that. Play the island.
Why does he want the island over the temple?
Because he's got a growth spiral that he can. Well, I guess he can't really growth spiral effectively here because he replayed the Teferi. So yeah, go ahead and play the temple. Oh no, you wanted the island. Oops. So you can get this blast zone up to 3.
I think he's gonna play this wilderness reclamation, right?
Oh, that's good.
Gonna get this blast zone up to 3 here. Untap, get rid of the Teferi, and then we can play some magic.
Also gets rid of the Narset, which is solid plus.
Not irrelevant. And here's the larger Teferi.
We're gonna tuck a wilderness reclamation, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
I would imagine. Oh no, the search is getting tucked.
So if you took the wilderness reclamation, the search gets him there still in like a turn, right?
Yeah, but
Especially if you're gonna do a growth spiral. Nope.
not interested in attacking. Not sure what that's about, but had a growth spiral or a wilderness reclamation on top anyway. You just go for it, man. There you go.
So now we're gonna do the thing.
So we're gonna float 2 going into the ed step. Pop this for 3. Now we still have all this mana. We have enough to do the Nexus. So we have 4 in the pool.
Yep. And so now he gets to Nexus. 3.
I
Okay.
think he's overpaying for it. Yeah, I don't know that I would have done this without the search for Escanta.
Right.
I would have probably growth spiraled first.
Yeah, because that would have drawn him the search for Escanta. Oh, did he draw a... Here's a search for Escanta.
Not punished.
All right, so now he has the Root Snare, which shouldn't be in his deck, but it's as good as a Nexus here, because all he wants to do is survive.
It's not as good as a Nexus.
Well, okay, so
So Jake's going to draw a card off of this Teferi. He has an entire turn of interacting with your board state and shutting off all of your engine.
All Bryce needs to do
Play this Bolas' Citadel.
is get through an upkeep with this
It's exile.
search for Escanta.
Agreed.
Alright, so Jake's got Bolas' Citadel, and he can play those cards using his life total, which is highly irrelevant because once Bryce wins the game, he wins the whole game.
Not sure what we're playing around with holding this hero back.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, maybe protecting your planeswalkers a little bit.
Alright, so he's flipped the search. He's drawn a Memorial to Genius.
It's a good draw.
Here's a search of 4. There's Tamio.
Tammy is going to be important.
Float 3. Trigger this Wilderness Reclamation. Try this again, because if he hits the Nexus here, he can still do it. Alright, miss. 3 lands and a creature.
Shifting Ceratops.
The old shifty boy. He's going to pass. So now Jake's got to make something happen here. He's got all the land in the world. He's got this Bolas' Citadel. And I think he knows if Tamio comes down, Bryce has a pretty decent chance of being able to close it out.
Yeah, Jake has multiple Dovin's Vetoes in hand. I'd say he's got this pretty much locked up. Here's a Narset. I would pop the Memorial in response. Here's the ferry. We're back online, and that should shut it down.
Yeah, card is the important piece. And so I don't know what the plan is here. He's got Duress.
Yeah, he's just going to take apart his hand, attack with some guys, and attack with some guys some more.
Sure.
Don't need to be super involved with this plan. You've got multiple Dovin's Vetoes. Can't cast things at instant speed. you only need to get him down to 10, so you can kill him with this Citadel. It looks like you'll be able to do that next turn. Easily.
Yes.
So yeah, there's only one card you care about, so you can Thought Erasure, get the Wilderness Reclamation.
I'll tell you this about Jake Valentine. He loves making the right play, and he loves making the right play when he's ahead. Like, when he's ahead, man, he loves to think about all his options.
All right, now we're just going to pass it. You only get to draw one.
Boop. I get to untap 2 lands.
Discard land. There you go. All right.
So hopefully Jake's going to activate his Bolas' Citadel, untap, activate it again.
Yeah.
And then if that doesn't work, cast a second Bolas' Citadel?
No, I think you just attack with everything. And then activate the Bolas' Citadel to finish him off.
All right.